Hey, Lovebirds. Just me and you today. No guests. No intro music. Just kidding. Can't start the show without the intro music. And just a little bit of time for you and I to reflect on what happened this year. What did you do differently? How did your life change? It's important to reflect on how far we've gone, how far we've come. You might have heard me say this before, but don't compare yourself to other people. Because for the most part, when we compare ourselves with other people, we compare ourselves with people who seemingly are doing better than us. So, in comparison, we're not doing that great. If I compare myself to Elon Musk, well, first of all, I'm probably happier than Elon Musk. But if I look at him in a successful business capacity, he's probably more successful than me. He's done more than I have. So automatically I'm losing. If I compare myself with my friends who have a baby, which is something that I want, well, then I don't have a baby. So I'm not doing as well as they are. But if I compare myself to me at the beginning of last year, I'm winning. For the most part, the trajectory is up and to the right. That's like a business thing. You look at the chart, charts, like growth charts. When they go up and to the right, that's good. That means there's growth. And so I want you to reflect on, how have you grown this year? How is your life going up and to the right? Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have and how you've grown and how you're doing things differently now than you were then. How's your life gotten better? How has your love life gotten better? Your sex life, your relationship, your ability to connect with people, your ability to connect with yourself. How has that gotten better? Are you able to ask for what you want? Are you able to articulate your needs just a little bit better? Are you able to say no when in the past you would have said yes when you really wanted to say no? Do you have a better understanding of what it means to state and honor your boundaries? Can you state and honor what you want in the bedroom? Can you say things that are hard to say and that previously you wouldn't have dared, but now you do a little bit more, even though it's still really, really hard? Can you do that? Can you see the positive changes that you've done in your life, even if you've had setbacks this year? Can you see how your life is getting better slowly but surely? We live in a hyper-productive world where we're expected to do way more than is good for us. And so when we compare ourselves to what people expect of us, well, we kind of feel like we're falling short. You're not falling short, because the work that we are doing here around emotional intimacy and stating and honoring boundaries and developing the communication tools to have more satisfying and connected relationships. That stuff is hard and it takes time. And so maybe you don't have that relationship that you want, or you're not having the kind of sex that you want, or the relationship that you do have isn't as fulfilling as you want it to be. And that's okay, because we're in it for the long run. This work is a marathon. It is not a sprint. You can't go out and just read a book on boundaries and all of a sudden have all these great, sweet boundaries that everybody honors and that nobody is offended by. Impossible. Not going to happen. This is a long game. And it's worth playing. A little bit over time. That's how lasting change happens. And let's be honest, there's a lot of work to do. You are both perfect and you could use some work. That applies to me as well, of course. As humans and lovebirds, we have trauma to heal. We have old wounds that need tending to. That's just the way it is. And relationships and people are going to trigger us, and those wounds are going to come up. And the goal isn't to avoid the triggers or to learn how to go around them. It's to deal with the pain that comes up when you're triggered. Every time, get curious. What's going on here? Why does this bother me? What does this mean? Where is this coming from? Because oftentimes when we're triggered, it's not really the other person. It's us. I mean, sometimes it's the other person for sure. But a lot of the times it's us. It's a story that we're telling ourselves that doesn't serve us anymore. Or it's an old defense mechanism that we needed to survive that is now holding us back. A whole year. A whole year's gone by. They'll keep going by. That's what happens. And we have to stay present for what's going on. And staying present also means staying in the present and not living in the future, which is a reality that doesn't exist. And not dwelling on the past, which we really can't do anything about other than learn from. How do we stay present to what's going on in our life right now? And understand that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be, whether you like it or not. This is it. This is where you're at. And slowly over time, if you do the work, it will change. It will change for the better. It can't not. If you go to the gym on a consistent basis and lift weights, you will get stronger. You can't not. It's impossible not to. If you stay present for your emotions and stay curious about what's going on and do the work, which means work with third-party professionals when you have to and can, of course. Listen to and consume content that is good for you, not just entertaining and distracting, but that inspires you to become better. When you explore challenging emotions and experiences and get curious about them and stay present for them. This is the work. That's what we're talking about when we say the work. And when you have hard conversations with people and you start to do things differently that are good for you, that you know inside are good for you, that is the work. And it's worth sticking around for. It really is. Because we do all this work so that we can have more love. So that we can be more loving towards ourselves and towards others. So that you can be more loving to yourself and to others. Because whatever it is that you want, whether it's a relationship, whether it's children, whether it's more sex, whether it's a better relationship with your family, whatever you want, I want you to have it. I do. I want you to have it. And I think you might get it. You just might get it. You'll probably get it. I want to make guarantees here because I'm not in the business of making guarantees, but do this work and you will get what you want. You will get a love life that you are proud of. "2019 was a good year for me. I remember at the beginning of when I started this podcast, which is the beginning of 2018, I said by the end of the year, by the end of 2018, I want to have 100,000 downloads per episode, which is a bold goal because now, today, December 30th, 2019, the last Monday of the decade, by the way, I have a total of 124,000 downloads. I wanted 100,000 per episode by the end of 2018. And I find myself 2 years later with 124,000 total downloads. So I'm far from my goal. And I think it's fantastic that this episode or this show has been listened to 124,000 times. And that's to illustrate the fact that I have goals, and just because I don't meet them, I don't give up. I readjust or I stay focused on what I want. Because I want this show to be helpful to others, to as many people as possible. So whatever your goal is, just because you haven't gotten there yet, doesn't mean you're not going to get there. It's worth keeping it in your mind's eye and working towards it. So this year has been good for me. The podcast is going well. The coaching is going well. I'm running my first workshop, which I'll talk to you about in a second. I'm in love for the first time in a long time. And my dog Roger is as sweet as ever. And I'm really loving my life in Montreal. I have built a community that is loving and that I am proud of. I have built a love life that I am proud of. Really, 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 really proud of. That feels good. In January 2020, the 9th to be exact, I'm launching an online workshop on early stage dating tools to help you meet love in 2020. It's called the Intro to Modern Dating. And if you are frustrated with dating and you are not having fun, or you do not know how it works because it's been a long time since you've been on a date, and you want to learn how to state and honor your boundaries in early stage dating, and you want to learn how to talk about sex, and you want to learn how to approach people and how to ask them out in a safe way that is fun for everybody, and you want to learn best practices and the pros and cons of online dating versus in real life dating, which I find funny because online dating leads to in real life dating, and more. If you want to learn all that stuff, you can, because I'm going to teach it. over 3 sessions of 75 minutes, plus one bonus Q&A where you could ask me anything you want. I'm going to teach that. And I'm so excited because it's going to be so fun. Dating is something that I have a lot of experience in because I've been single for a really long time. And that I just really love. I love people and I love connecting with people. And so I love dating. I've always really loved dating. I mean, I've had some times when I didn't love dating and it was really hard and it felt like a chore. And we're going to talk about that. What to do when dating feels like a chore. That starts January 9th. The enrollment ends on January 9th. After January 9th, you cannot join the workshop. And the price of that workshop is $95 until the first of the year. Actually, until the 31st of this year. So if you're listening to this on Tuesday, good job, because this special price of $95 is only available today. Actually, I'm recording this on Monday, which if you're listening to this on Tuesday, January 31st, I recorded this yesterday, but don't tell anybody, which means that the $95 price is only available today, Tuesday, January 31st until midnight. And after that, it's $125. So still reasonable. It's reasonable because I want this stuff to be accessible to a lot of people. I really do. So go to the link in these show notes if you want to sign up, or go to my website, thelovedrive.com/modern dating. And you should be proud of the work that you've done. You should be proud of the work that you've done this year. Because I can imagine that it wasn't easy. And that for whatever reason, this year had its challenges that you were able to overcome. And that's amazing. So reflect on everything that you have, that you are grateful for. And also keep it in your mind's eye where you want to go and what you want out of this one wild and precious life. Because you are worth it. You really are. You're worth it. Your story is worth it. Your goals, your dreams, your needs, worth it. They're all valid. And you should have whatever you want. You really should. As long as it doesn't harm other people. Caveat. "2020, here we come." Have a beautiful week. And, fuck it. Have a beautiful year.